Hi, everybody. Welcome to the PokeBeach.com podcast. My name is John. I go by Water Pokemon Master on the website. And I am joined, as always, by my wonderful friend,
Justin Basil of justinbasil.com.
who just started the school year, or preparing for the school year, rather.
Yeah, we are not yet back in classes, but we are getting the classes ready and getting our minds adjusted to being back in school. So.
Have you met any? I know you started halfway through the school year as a teacher last year, but have you? It's high school, and have you met any Pokemon fans in your classroom? Do you advertise that?
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh my!
So we'll see if the 9th graders have any, but the 10th grade, well, the previous 9th graders, my new 10th graders, but I didn't have any in the 10th grade class.
See, if that were me. If I were you and that were me, I would be putting like Oddish Gloom, Vileplume, Blossom plushes in my classroom to indicate to the kids.
This year I have posters up on the top of above my whiteboard.
Of Pokemon?
I have like it's like Charizard, Pikachu, the Kanto starters, and Mewtwo.
Oh, that's so cool. You should ask them to address you as Professor Basil.
No, that's not going to happen.
This is Texas, right? Yeah. All right, so let's see. What news do we have? I think there's two big news stories this week, or sort of big ones. We have, obviously, Paradise Dragona, and then we have the CT scanning thing. Why don't we get into Paradise Dragona first? Mm-hmm. All right, so the set is going to come out September 13th. We had originally discovered its trademark in April, posted before originally that it would feature Alolan Executor Latios. The set will include 64 cards before secret rares. Obviously, the set is to celebrate the Year of the Dragon, and we should be getting these cards in November's Surging Sparks set, along with the cards from October's Supercharged Breaker. So Surging Sparks should be a combination of a Terra Pikachu set and this Terra Dragon set. Although we talked about last week how it was kind of weird that Surging Sparks doesn't indicate in its name anything about dragons. So it's a little bit curious. But what cards should we go over?
Execute is interesting, I guess.
Sure.
Execute has an attack called Precocious Evolution. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn, search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon, and put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So this is a power-crept version of Ascension. Basically, Ascension lets you evolve turn 1. This says, not only can you evolve turn 1, you can do it on your first turn going first. Normally, you wouldn't be able to attack that turn, but this attack is going to let you do that.
So you can evolve directly into Alolan Executor.
Yep, Alolan Executor EX. For Grass Water, you have Tropical Fever, which does 150 damage. Choose any number of basic energy cards from your hand and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then for Grass Water, that's fighting. Swinging Sphene, which is Titanite. Flip a coin. If heads, knock out your opponent's active basic Pokemon. If tails, knock out one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon.
What is Sphene?
It's a very Titanite. It's another name for Titanite.
What's Titanite?
A mineral.
Oh, that's right. They're supposed to be mineral attack names. I'm gonna look it up later. Sorry, your opinion.
I think it's a little too flippy to be good, honestly. I know the 300 HP has a lot of people like, ooh, that's interesting. But the attack doesn't seem that great to me.
So it's because you don't have as much control, right?
Right.
Well, you can knock out, you're hopefully going for their active, but you could also like knock out one of their supporting basics on their bench, like what are some common ones? Like
Pheasantipity, Rotombi, they exist. The thing is, like, there's a huge chance that if you flip the wrong one, you just don't get a knockout. It's like, oh, cool, I'm going to knock out Pheasantipity on the bench. Oh, well, damn. I actually flipped heads, and the active charge EX isn't going to be knocked out.
I see. Does it Tropical Fever? So you have to have the basic energy cards in your hand. So it's not. When I first read it, I was like, again, I don't play the game that often anymore, but I'm like, oh, energy acceleration, but you have to have all those cards in your hand.
Well, not only do you have to have them in your hand, you already have to have a grass and a water on there in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's really helping you get swinging speed into acceleration territory. Like it's not. It's only one more energy for that attack. So that's not so great. I just it's a pretty underwhelming card to me.
I see. All right, now should we Latias? EX?
Latias, I think, is pretty good. Yeah. It has an ability called Skyline. Your basic Pokemon have no retreat costs. And then for Psychic Colorless, Eon Bite does 200 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Eon Bite is fine. I don't think it's amazing, but Skyline is definitely going to see some play. This is very similar to something like the Thunderclap Zone ability on Zeraora GX back in the day, or Darkrai EX's ability. They're similar. They're obviously not the same because those required energy attachments, but this is just, it's good. Or energy types, not attachments. I think this is it's an ability that will absolutely see play.
And I kind of liked the posture it has in this artwork here, where it looks like it's breaking the sound barrier and the sound waves are going, across it. But because I don't think we've seen Latias in that posture before on a card, but I just don't like the 3D artwork. I'm not a fan of. Just never been a fan of that style.
One of the less offensive 3D artworks.
No,
At least it's not 5-ban or.
It is, but I just wish it was like, I don't know. I've been going through old cards the past week, and I just like the more hand drawn. I wanted to say when I first saw this Dialga, I thought it was like Terra. I thought this Dialga was Mega Charizard X. Did you? Because it's so looks like blue fire here. But then when you look closer, it's like
the art was kind of hard to make out initially on it. Yeah.
Okay, so the trainers got Dusk Ball.
We welcome back Dusk Ball from what's it? Majestic Dawn. It's been forever.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl era.
And it's the same effect. It's exactly the same effect as it was back then. Look at the bottom 7 cards of your deck, reveal a Pokemon you find there, and put it into your hand, then shuffle the rest of the cards back in your deck. It does exactly what it did back then. So.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten it between then and now. I mean, it seems like something they could have thrown into a set between then and now that would have...
Like, this card, the last time it saw a print, Great Ball did what Nest Ball does. It's been a minute.
Yeah. All right, and then
we have Dragon's Potion. Just heals 60 damage from your active dragon type.
Is that going to see play?
So that's... we'll see. Maybe there'll be a tanky dragon that wants to heal up. Drayton, I don't know about this card. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Pokemon and a trainer card you find there and put them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. This is like Great Ball Plus as a supporter. It seems kind of bad. Lisia's Appeal. Switch one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon to the active spot. The new active Pokemon is now confused. This is one of those niche cards that might be useful at some point if the meta gets too basic heavy. But this feels like this set in particular has been designed to put a foot on the neck of all of the Paradox Pokemon in the format when they haven't been impactful enough to warrant that.
It's funny that a lot of the cards are have to do with basic Pokemon. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's all targeted to me. It looks like they're trying to put down Paradox Pokemon to shove them back down in the format, but they haven't been prominent enough to warrant this level of targeting.
Then Rich Energy.
Yes, Rich Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. When you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, draw 4 cards.
Why is this a thing?
Somebody thought draw energy needed to be stronger and then made it an A spec.
I mean, why would you use this over any of the other A specs?
I mean, I might use this over Reboot Pod But if I'm even considering this, there are like half a dozen other ace specs that are probably better choices.
Yeah, this is like, why? Why is this a thing? I thought it was going to be like, when I first saw the image, I just saw the little thumbnail. I was like, oh, is it like double dragon energy or something? And I was like, oh, no, just draw 4 cards. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit meh.
But yeah, so this set will contain 64 cards before Secret Rare, so it's a subset, and release September 13th. We'll continue to get reveals over the next month, probably starting maybe in the next week or so. So we'll see.
Yeah, I fully expected there to be a reveal this morning, actually, and there wasn't, but okay.
There's only 64 cards, so they're gonna take their time, I think.
Right, but they also have the starter decks to reveal cards from. Let's do the Trainer's Toolkit.
All right. So
it's actually very funny that this got revealed because my friends and I, literally last week before this got revealed, were like, I guess they're not doing them anymore because the Arceus one sold like doo-doo.
No, I have the product schedule for the year, and this was listed a while ago, actually. I just haven't been posting.
So it's just very late?
Yeah, I put it.
Or was it scheduled to be this late?
No, it was scheduled to be this late. We've known this is coming for, or at least the product schedule. I knew this was coming for a couple months now. But
it's so late though.
Yeah, I put in this. I don't know why they did that. The kit will release on October 18th. This is a much later date than previous versions, which all released in the summer. They've all released June, July, and August, but now we're getting one in October. I don't know why.
Maybe they're hoping for it to have better availability for Christmas time.
I kind of thought maybe it was because they wanted to deflate some of the cards that they're going to be getting in Terrestrial Festival. So that's why this was later than usual. Although we have been getting those we did get those EX Battle Deck alternate art cards, which are probably going to come from that set, like the Houndoom and the Melmetal. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know why it's late. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they did show some cards on the packaging though. If you want to click into it,
yeah. So
Squawkabilly obviously is our big guy here, but the big ones, in my opinion, are Arven, Buddy Poffin, and Iono. Arven in particular is in everything right now. Yeah. So that card being in here is great and then Poffins are like a couple bucks a piece right now, which is also nice to see in here.
To bring those secondary market prices down.
Yeah.
And the Squawkabilly again Squawkabilly has not. Why did I say Squawkabilly? Squawkabilly.
Because some people when they're using Squawkabilly's ability will literally say Squawkabilly. Yeah. Yes. It's funny, but yeah.
We haven't seen this artwork before. It should probably be in the Terrestrial Festival set, in Japan's Terrestrial Festival set in December. I thought I had more to say about this product, but that's it. It'll have more than 50 useful cards, dozens of trainer cards, 4 special energy, 6 Pokemon, including 2 copies of Squawkabilly EX, 4 booster packs, 65 card sleeves, 6 damage counter die, coin flip die, 2 condition markers, and a code card.
Yeah, and historically these have been pretty good. I think last year's was kind of weak. But for the most part, they've been fairly solid. It looks like from the preview we have here, it's pretty good.
What was last year's? Was that Arceus V and
Arceus? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was a 1/1 line of Arceus V and V Star.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, so that'll be coming out in October, and then what do we talk about next?
Let's hit some of these Worlds stories, shall we?
Sure. So the Pikachu Worlds promo card is now available at the online Pokemon Centers and GameStop. On the online Pokemon Center, use code WORLDS2024, one word, to get the card at checkout. It doesn't require a TCG purchase or even a minimum order amount. The card's also available at GameStop right now if you buy a Shrouded Fable product. And we had talked about this before, the GameStop thing, but it'll also be coming to Pokemon Leagues from August 12th to 18th for World Celebration events. So, yeah, we've talked about this Pikachu before. Fun. Yeah,
for sure.
They're giving it out in mass. I'm sure it'll also be given out at Worlds at the Pokemon Center. So that's probably will be how I get it. And then we also have the World's Activity schedule that was revealed. They will be demoing Pokemon TCG Pocket here. So I will go to that on Friday morning, which is when it starts to...
I expect some super in-depth articles.
Reporting. Yes, I will try my best. I don't know if there's going to be a time limit. I don't have a press badge to the event, unfortunately. I was not given one, so I will have to be doing the reporting like everybody else that's like anybody else that would be there as a spectator or fan. So hopefully I'll have enough time to cover it. But they will have events for badge holders, including autograph sessions with special guests. They're going to have a history museum going over past world events. They're going to have a screening of the Pokemon First movie and Pokemon Horizons. They had this Genki ball making thing, which is an ecological mud ball activity. I heard this is like a biodiversity thing where you make these mud balls and throw them into the water or something. Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm. That's fun.
Yeah, it's like some nature biology thing. So I'm gonna try that. It's fun to throw balls. I play dodgeball, so it's fun to chuck balls at people. Oh, I guess in this case into the water. But they're gonna have the illustration rare contest gallery, which we heard about before, featuring the top 100 semifinalists from the illustration contest. No AI art. They're gonna have a merchant room where you can buy stuff. Collect and Trade Corner and the Pokemon TCG Pocket demo. And then if you're not attending Worlds with a badge, you can still enjoy the Trainer Town at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, which includes meet and greets, drawing lessons, face painting, and then play Pokemon games and stuff. And then a drone show. So yeah, Worlds is from August 16th to 18th. I'll be there, and I'll see some of you there, hopefully. All right. What else do we have this week? Should we do the
Celebration Fanfare?
So there'll be a new Celebration Fanfare promo releasing this year, as there is every year. These are mailed out to Japanese players who have 30 or more championship points over the course of the 2023 to 2024 season. You have until August 31st to earn the points. And these cards usually feature artwork of popular Pokemon that were used in decks that year. So you can see here some of them, like the Iron Hands, the Roaring Moon, and then, of course, the...
So what's Guldengo doing on there?
I don't know. Well, it's not all popular Pokemon. It's like Pokemon of the year as
like
well.
All the others I understand, but that guy hasn't made a splash. I'm sorry.
And here's past ones. Like you have the Flaffy for 5 years ago. Then you have the Hisuian Zoroark, and the next one is Kirlia.
Sometimes I think they're a little too generous with some of these Pokemon.
Well, yeah.
Like
Hisuian
Voltorb.
We've never gotten this card outside Japan, which is, I think, kind of interesting. I feel like this should be something they release in other countries.
Maybe with the changes to how they're doing the play program here, that'll be a case.
Maybe
we'll see.
Be nice. And the card does once during each at the stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may heal 10 damage from each of their Pokemon. If they do that, that player's turn ends.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't get that card. We've got new Pokeball tins coming out October 24th. This time featuring Moonball. Quick story. That's all there is to say. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's coming out. Cool.
I know people who collect
I don't know. These tins are always weird because, like, I see oftentimes I'll see like the kids at our league with them, and inevitably and invariably they are always dented.
Yep, they're even dented on the store shelves. Yeah,
I know they are, and it's sad, but they're never in very good shape.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay.
And each tin, as usual, costs $14.99. Comes with 3 booster packs and 2 sticker sheets. They used to come with a coin, but not anymore. We have a Paradox.
I think that's okay.
We have a Paradox
They don't need to give it away.
Wisdom Premium Collection releasing exclusively at Best Buy on October 4th. It'll cost $49.99. Come with Iron Leaves, Iron Crown, and Iron Boulder EX, all direct reprints. An oversized version of Iron Crown EX, a jumbo card, I mean. 7 booster packs, a magnetic 3-card holder with base, which is what this picture is, and a code card for Pokemon TCG Live. And this will be the counterpart to the Paradox Fury Premium Collection releasing at Amazon on September 6th, which we talked about in a previous week, as you can see here, coming with the Walking Wake, Raging Bolt, and Gouging Fire EX. So, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the product, honestly.
It's not for me, not for most people who are more involved, but probably good for the kids, I would imagine. I mean,
Do the kids even like these Pokemon?
Well, they don't. Pokemon's very data driven, and they don't make things if they're not going to sell. So I imagine they have data showing that things like this do sell. It's just not.
They made Steam Siege, so that invalidates your point. I'm sorry.
But this, obviously, this is for the kids or the grandparents going into the stores. I don't know. Just not for people like us. We're not the target audience for this. There's, Pokemon makes a variety of products for lots of different people. So just because it's not for us doesn't mean it's not for other people.
And just
like
because it's not for us doesn't mean it's actually for anybody else either.
You know what, too, though? Like, I have literally seen comments for things like these trainers' toolkits saying, like, why is this a thing? Like, why does Pokemon make things like this? And it's casual collectors who are like, what is this crap? So again, it's like different audiences for different people, different strokes, different folks. We've got also coming out October 18th, new EX battle decks featuring Tapu Koko EX and Iron Leaves EX. We saw with previous reveals for these products that they ended up coming with alternate art versions of these that hadn't been revealed in Japan yet. So I think that might happen here, where we're going to get them from we might get alternate art versions from the Terastal Festival set coming out in December, but not confirmed. So that's just speculation. But
yeah, it could go either way.
The last 2 sets of them, as I'm showing here, the Houndoom, Melmetal, Victini, Miraidon, they all featured alternate arts. They also were revealed initially with the old art. So we might be getting alternate art here. But will cost.
Hopefully. I'm just glad these are cheap products for kids to just pick up and play with.
Whereas a collector will look at these and go, why is this a thing? Why am I
getting a collector should look at these, especially if they have alternate art, and go, oh, hey, a new art to collect.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yep. But if it didn't have alternate art, they'd be like, which these haven't had before. It was only this year we've been getting them. They'd be like, why is this a thing? But anyway, do these come with anything interesting that you can see?
I can't see the card list, the deck lists.
Yeah, they didn't release the deck list. They just have the it's like
probably not, because most of these boxes, how interesting they are really comes down to their trainer selection. Usually their Pokemon selection is abysmal, and often so is their trainer selection.
I see. These were to replace theme decks, so makes sense, because theme decks.
Yeah, some of the theme decks had, at least at the time, respectable trainer inclusions. Like you had some theme decks that included Guzma or Cynthia, Ultra Ball, Nest Ball, that kind of stuff, or Rangaroo from Sun and Moon base set. Like these were cards at the time where maybe picking up a theme deck wasn't the worst possible idea, especially with Cynthia, because that card got so expensive for a while that it was cheaper to just buy a theme deck and get 2 of them than it was to try to get them on the secondhand market. But that really hasn't been the case with these EX battle decks.
You cut out for me again, but I agree with everything you said.
Sure.
Good thing it was just about the theme deck bit. Cool. All right. So, yeah. New decks. Okay. And then a couple more stories. This one, This one is TPCi has been ranked the number 7 global licensor for 2024, but this is the first revenue and rank drop in years. So License Global, which tracks how companies license out their products, released its 2024 report ranking the top global licensors of the year, and Pokemon came in at number 7, selling $10.8 billion of merchandise that it had licensed out. So in first place was Walt Disney, and you can see the list here. Above Pokemon was Hasbro, Warner Brothers, NBC, but Pokemon, very respectable, $10.8 billion. And this is just TPCi. This isn't even like Pokemon Japan, which I'm sure makes a good chunk of change on licensing deals. However, this is the first time so Pokemon first appeared on this, first reached levels to be included on these lists back in 2019, 5 years ago. It originally debuted at number 23, and a couple years ago it came into the top 10 list. But this is the first time it's had a drop. It's an $800 million drop this year compared to 2023. It's also the first time TPCi has dropped in ranking, going from number 5 last year to number 7 this year. So that's interesting to me. I don't know if that could be, of course, due to a variety of reasons. It could be maybe they just didn't partner with as many people this year because they didn't want to. Maybe interest in Pokemon dropped a little bit, and I don't know. We can only speculate. But
yeah, it does make me wonder like where that drop actually came from.
Yeah,
because these are licensed products. This isn't coming from the card game.
Right.
This isn't coming from the video games. So the licensed products are not selling as much, which is interesting.
You cut out for me again. Sorry, I don't know why that happens. Yeah, I heard you say this is just for the licensed products, not for the card game and video games. And yes, that's correct. So I don't, it's interesting. If this continues, then, it would be like for next year's report, if it dropped again, then I would be concerned, but maybe it's just a temporary blip. So who knows?
Yeah, we can hope.
But in 2019, it was number 23 at 2.9 billion. In 2020, it went up 1.3 billion in revenue, plus 12 in rank. And then 2021 was the first time it entered the top 10 list at number 10, got 900 million, plus 1 in rank. And then 2022 was the biggest year, where it earned 3.4 billion and went up 5 ranking spots. And then 2023 was 3.1 billion in growth. So it was, the last 2 years were pretty huge in growth. 2022 and 2023, each getting over 3 billion. And then this year was minus 800 million. So that's interesting. That's a pretty big drop. So who knows what caused that? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, imagine if they let Ultra Pro use real artwork on playmats.
I don't think that's going to affect the numbers much.
They've like these are for like their Squishmallows and their what are some other licensing deals they have? Their that jewelry they had with I don't know. It's just those kind of deals that they advertise on Pokemon
There's
Center.
like the figurines. There's a bunch of licensed plush. There's a lot of licensed product.
Yeah,
you got blankets, bedwear in general. There's so much stuff.
You go into Walmart, you see like the themed sheets, which I've been tempted to buy sometimes, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm 35. I don't know if I want Pokemon sheets on my bed, but it's like, it's a little tempting. But yeah, anytime you go into Walmart and you see like something that's Pokemon branded, or like macaroni and cheese or something, cereal. I do wonder if this does include the McDonald's promotions, the McDonald's TCG promotions. I do wonder if that's part of it.
I don't think so, because it's not licensed though.
Well, but they must get. I've always wondered how that works. Actually, I've wondered, like, does McDonald's pay these brands to use their products to push Happy Meals, or is it the brands want McDonald's to use their cards to advertise their brand? It's like,
pretty sure the brands want
like,
to use them for advertising.
Or is it like something in between? But yeah, maybe it is the latter. I don't know. But you're actually, I think you might be right, because when I've looked at the descriptions that these that License Global writes for these products, they don't really ever mention the McDonald's thing. So maybe Pokemon doesn't make money off it, and it's just more of a advertising thing.
Marketing and advertising.
Anyway, so let's see if this continues in the future. If Pokemon continues to drop, I'd say that'd be concerning, and I'd say this is a little concerning because over 3 billion in the last 2 years, but then an $800 million drop this year. So really curious if that is talking about.
It may just be a market correction. Maybe it's 2022, 2023. We're just
over the top.
Too much.
I don't know, but we'll see if this is saying anything about the Pokemon brand as a whole. We'll see if a pattern emerges in the next year or next 2 years. All right, and then we have cool. The Trainer Tour Pokemon TCG reality show released on July 31st, available on Amazon Prime and the Roku channel. Pokemon's YouTube channel also released the first episode. But this follows our favorite. What's the term for somebody you like a lot? What is that term? Oh, I'm forgetting. Anyway, it features Andrew Mahone, who we all love, and this influencer person named Megan Camarena. I don't think she's really a Pokemon, or she's not really well known in the Pokemon space, but she is a influencer. Andrew is, of course, known in the Pokemon space. And they go around in their bus teaching people how to get better at the Pokemon TCG, or how to use the Pokemon TCG to make social connections. So I haven't watched the show yet because I was invited to a screening tonight for 2 of the people who are in the show. So I was waiting to watch it with them. But I did scroll through it a bit. It looks interesting, but it's definitely, like, in my opinion, a show that's very it's advertising. Obviously, it's a giant ad.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's a giant ad. I mean, so is the Pokemon anime, obviously, but the Pokemon anime is, I would say, maybe less overt about it in that, it's got its own storylines, it's got its own lore and everything, but this is obviously a giant ad. So I would almost be more interested in a show that, if there was like another show out there, like just some normal TV show that just happens to have Pokemon TCG advertised in it, I think that would be a lot cooler than like a show where you're watching it and you're like, oh, this is definitely like geared to be an ad. But again, I haven't watched the full thing yet, so don't take my opinion as gospel. But did you watch this yet? Oh, I imagine you haven't watched it either. You don't have time. Poor guy.
I have not had time.
Yeah. So I'll watch this today. I'm going to be going to a Pokemon League in LA to watch it, and we'll see what I'll report back. But I believe I had reported about this show a couple of years ago when they were doing casting calls for it. And then I think I also wrote an article, I think it was this show, where TPCi was trying to sell it to Netflix, and I don't think Netflix wanted it, so they went around shopping it to other people. And so I think that maybe this show took so long to release because they didn't really know what to do with it. That's speculation, obviously. But the show does have like really old cards featured in it, like from when it was shot in 2022. And I saw some people saying like, well, it was because they were still editing the show. But no, I think they finished the show a while ago, and they were just trying to market it, ship it around to see what to do with it. So I think that's what happened here. But yeah, it's like, if that is true and you're watching the show, it does feel like an ad. So I can see why it might not be so digestible to the masses. But anyway, I'm going to definitely check the show out and watch it, and I'm sure it'll be enjoyable to me. So, okay, then we have this CT scanning story, which I feel like this got completely overblown by the online fandom. And I don't like blame them for overblowing it because it did seem like a sort of scary thing. But I think people are just taking it way too seriously. When I first saw this a couple of weeks ago, and I decided not to report on it because to me, it just seemed like a parlor trick. Like the company was scanning Pokemon cards just for fun, just prove how accurate their scanning machines were. And it's just like, wasn't really a viable thing. But now they've released let me just get into the story. So they've now released a service to allow people to scan cards in their booster packs. But let me talk about the story. So over the past month, there's been 3 separate videos that have demonstrated that X-rays can identify foil cards inside sealed TCG products. This method wasn't really known to collectors or even industry experts, but some fans have joked about the possibility for decades. I've seen people talk about this for years. In running a Pokemon TCG website for 21 years, people have talked about it quite a bit over the years, actually. So none of this is new. This has always been possible. This has always been, and even now, like looking back because of this story, I've seen reports of people, even on YouTube, on Reddit, even on our own forums, saying that like they work in the medical industry, and when they've had some downtime, they've chucked a Pokemon product into the CT machine to see if they could see what cards are in there. And so this has happened before, but it's getting attention now this month for some reason. So anyway. On June 26, a Michigan company called Industrial Inspection published a case study showing that their CT machine can identify foil cards inside Pokemon products. You can see here the outline of the Hypno. It's the Who's That Pokemon. And you can see Hypno here. So their machine can identify cards. So I called this company because they were getting so much negative attention. And it's funny, when I called them, they were so scared to talk to me. But I broke down their walls in just a few minutes. I'm like, hey, I actually have a journalism degree from a giant university who is known for journalism. And I'm not here to, attack you. I am just here to present the facts. So that's what I did. And then they talked to me. So their quotes were, "We had no intention of using our technology to disrupt the Pokemon space," said the company's metrology manager, Brad Kay. Our company specializes in ultra high accuracy quality control. Our primary focus is on automotive and aerospace. We use X-rays and CT scans to inspect parts without destroying them. So, and then they said they wanted to just chuck a Pokemon product onto their machine to see how good their machines were. And they were able to differentiate between the Pokemon card's different materials, such as its razor thin foil layer. So then after Industrial Inspection posted their study, another video surfaced on July 16th from Aaron Wayne, who's an engineer who works in the X-ray field. He rebuilt a CT scanner for $1,500 and used it to identify foil cards inside booster packs. He had posted, "I was on the fence about whether or not to keep this a secret. The immediate instinct many people have is to buy packs, look inside, and keep just the good ones. This is really icky and part of what inspired me to apply for a patent and then keep it secret while I figured out what to do." So this guy posted his video and tried to file for a patent to keep the technology exclusive to himself, which you can't do. You can't apply for a patent to use a machine in a certain way. And I even talked to the guys on the phone about that, and they were like, no, that's not possible. It's going to get denied. So it's like people started clamoring to like turn this into a thing. Like this Aaron guy was like, oh, this company posted their case study. Now it's out in the public. Now I need to file a patent, or, I need to like act on this or prove to people that I had also thought about acting on this. So they all started to rush like, hey, is this like something that could be turned into a business? So Aaron Wayne's video reached nearly 90,000 views and brought a lot of awareness to the collecting space that CT scans could be used. And that's what caused the panic. the company before had posted their study before, but it didn't get a lot of attention. It got some attention, but not like a lot of attention. But the second video is what really got people talking about it. So over the last month, people have been panicking about this. I kind of thought that this could be used to authenticate old booster boxes, because we've seen, and that's been an argument in favor of this technology. You could use this to authenticate old booster boxes, because there's a lot of fake ones that are going around where you have a sealed product that claims to be a base set, first edition Shadowless booster box. And then, we get reports like with Logan Paul and his G.I. Joe situation that these are fake, that they're repacked. So this could be like a useful function for this kind of technology. But yeah, so the company also told me the idea of collecting cards is the excitement of opening a pack and getting a card because it's rare. Using a CT scanner is very disruptive to that. But if this is something our company stumbled upon without even trying, how many others have been doing this in secret? So I actually did find an Instagram video posted on June 24th before any of this came to light, where a guy used a CT scanner to peek inside $27,000 cases of basketball cards produced by Panini, a sports card trading card company. The user identified an NBA Logo Man card inside, which is a type of sport card worth 6 to 7 figures because it features pieces of a player's jersey integrated into the card. So for the sports card industry, which has products that literally cost $27,000, this $27,000 case of basketball cards, I could see this CT scan technology being a potential threat, but not really in the Pokemon space other than legacy products, because our products just aren't worth that much compared to sports cards. But that user said when he posted the video, since Panini's NBA license is about to expire, I hereby disclose a secret in the sealed product industry so that consumers can see how people are using CT scans to unbox products without damage. Unscrupulous merchants are looking for Logo Man cards without loss. So he was warning people that, hey, people are using CT scans to scan products. Although it really isn't clear how big of a problem this is. But so now Industrial Inspection, the company I interviewed, has announced they are offering a CT scanning service for booster packs, and eventually will also be offering it for booster boxes. It will cost $75 to scan a booster pack. So what do you think about that?
So obviously this is a lot to digest, but honestly, it's like it's not the end of the world, and I get that, but this does hurt the vintage market, or like the older packs. Obviously, you're not going to be spending $75 to authenticate your most recent $4 purchase. That's not a thing people are going to do. You're not going to want to go and see what the holo rare was in your pack. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, some of these older cards, pulling potentially a base set Charizard out of the pack, or whatever holo rare you're interested in from an older set, that could make it enticing for people to go, okay, you know what, let me scan it. And especially since they're also offering booster box scanning in the future, or at least they're planning to, that could make it reasonable for somebody like Leonhardt, for example, to go, okay, is this going to be a financially interesting decision if I open this box, or should I opt for a different one? Things like that, where you can decide in a more reasonable manner if it's worth it to open those boxes. And that it really comes down to, do I bother with these packs? Because opening these packs pretty much always tanks the value of the pack. But if you could spend $75 and determine more readily whether or not it's worth it to open it up, that's you keep your air quotes investment.
I agree with you to an extent, but also the value of a sealed product is that it's sealed. So knowing what's inside, I don't know if that would hurt the value of a sealed item, because again, it being sealed is what creates the value.
No. It's not that. It's not hurting the value of a sealed product. It's understanding whether or not it's worth it to potentially open it. Because if you can crack open this pack and get a BGS Black Label Charizard base set first edition Shadowless or whatever, and you can get that mint graded card, it could, in theory at least, be worth cracking a pack open. And
I see. Well, that's but that
unfortunate.
Also, well, maybe that, I don't know. I don't know if that's unfortunate, because to me that puts more Charizards on the market, which lowers the price.
Well, I mean, does it though? Because how many of these are actually going to get scanned?
Well, what I'm saying is that the value of a sealed product
it becomes a rich man. It's already a rich man's game.
It is, yeah.
It becomes even more of a rich man's game than it already is.
Yeah. I'm not I don't have any skin in this, so I'm just trying to understand like the pros and cons of it, cuz again, we're not rich people. We can't afford any of this, so I don't care.
I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. That's all film, I need to say.
And I'm in film, so film doesn't pay anything until you get until you're get into the big leagues after, a couple decades. But yeah, for me it's like the way I was thinking about it, I guess I'm repeating a bit, but like a sealed product is worth a lot because it's sealed. Like that's the value of it. And then you're saying, well, now they can determine which packs to open. But like to me, doesn't that just mean that there's more Charizards out there for us to buy? Like, isn't that a good thing? To me, that's a good thing. But I don't. Maybe we're not like fully understanding.
I don't think it's necessarily an increase. Like, I don't think it's going to be an increase enough to make it so that there's actually a price change.
Like it's like free the Charizards, free the Charizards, like free them out of their jail. Like they're locked in a pack for years. And then what I made a list of not arguments, but like some things I wanted to say. So it was like the CT scanning thing has always been a possibility. It's nothing new. And then I was also going to say, like, this isn't like something that's going to become super popular where companies are going to be doing this, because I don't think it's generally acceptable to people, like reputation wise, to be doing this. And these are multi-million-dollar machines. Like you need licenses to run these things because they involve radiation, and you need people who have specialized knowledge in this, who are very educated, who are working in these fields. So it's not something that like just anybody can do. So I don't see this really taking off. You need very specialized knowledge, a lot of money, and the expertise. So it's not something that if you're a big company that you can really offer. The reason this CT scanning company can offer it is because they're doing a lot of other things, but that's where there's a bit of a incompatibility, because this company is not in the trading card game space. And if you look at the way, and no disrespect to them, but if you have been following them, they're very wet behind the ears when it comes to card games and Pokemon. Like they've been posting on every article that talks about this, asking like random commenters like, hey, can you send in your product to, scan? Can we use your product to test our machines, blah, blah, blah. So it's while I appreciate that they are reaching out to people to like to make the effort to test their stuff, like it's not very professional, and it doesn't give people a lot of confidence in them handling like their cards, and like, are they even insuring these cards? Like they don't seem to be very organized or professional about it, because they are a CT scanning company. They're not specialized in Pokemon. And again, like I said, the companies that do actually specialize in Pokemon, like let's say PSA or CGC, for them to even offer this service would be a bad thing, I think, in the community's eyes, and they'd need all this money and licenses and expertise to do it. So I just don't see these two worlds really meshing together well, and I don't really see this becoming a thing.
I mean, it's going to be a niche thing, and
Yeah.
it's going to primarily be for people with more money than sense.
Yeah.
But again, that's been
It's how it's always
modus
been.
operandi
So
for
let
everyone
yeah.
back then. So everyone that collects this stuff, like especially people that are buying into it now, they just have a lot of money and they don't really care how they're spending it. They just want to brag.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Right. And I like I kind of said before, like this is something that would I think be this would be valuable for like the sports card space or maybe disruptive to the sports card space because as I said, they literally sell cases with an MSRP of $27,000. Like that's not the secondary market price. That's what the companies actually sell their products for. So in cases like that, or for products like that, I could see where a CT scanning it for $75 or however much they do for a larger product would be worth it. But for Pokemon, like for the everyday products that you get off the shelves, for even things older than that, like I just don't see this being really worth it. For the vintage, booster packs, like maybe, but again, like the value of a sealed product is that it's sealed, and freeing the Charizards just puts more Charizards on the market for people like me to hopefully buy one day if the prices ever go down. So yeah, I don't know. And I just I think people just kind of overblew this, like YouTubers and stuff, but I don't really blame them.
I guess the question is going to be left to all of our listeners in the comments, either on PokeBeach or in the comments here on YouTube or on Spotify, wherever you're leaving comments. What do you feel? How do you feel rather about the CT scanning of packs? What is your reaction?
Yeah. And we've also had like pack weighing for all these years, and so I that's also a thing that
but pack weighing has been pretty thoroughly defeated at this point.
You're right. I'm saying we're talking about vintage, where I'm talking about the vintage. Like vintage has also had to deal with pack weighing before, so CT scanning, I'm sure it'll deal with it as well one day. I mean, I'm sure it will account for that going forward if need. Yeah, exactly. Right. But this was a story that was just when I saw it blowing up on social YouTubers and Twitter and social media over the past couple weeks, I was just like, people, I don't think this is that big of a deal. But and I also asked the company, like one of my questions directly to them was, if this is going to become an issue, how is Pokemon supposed to defeat this? And they said, the guy I interviewed said, when you're out in the sun, you get a sunburn. If a pack has received X-ray radiation, manufacturers could employ certain techniques to reveal a mark. So there is a way for Pokemon to deal with this in the future. And the radiation that these machines give out is like, I think I read it was like 100 times stronger than just casual, radiation, like going through an airport scanner or something. So I'm sure that Pokemon could easily account for this if it ever became a problem. But I imagine they are not concerned about this at all. Not like some of the YouTubers would get you to believe. And sorry, I don't mean to shade YouTubers. I just think that they maybe didn't have the perspective on this story that you would get with sitting back a bit and researching a bit and weighing the pros and cons of this sort of thing. So I don't mean to be so dismissive of them, but yeah, I just don't think this is a big deal. But anyway, all right. So what else do we have this week? We got the Shrouded Fable set list,
full release.
Yay! Which we already fully knew the set list because it was entirely predictable for months now. But we did get revealed that this set can come with reverse holo basic energy cards. So you can see that here. We don't get those too often. We get them in special sets once in a while.
Yeah, I just feel like the 151 Cosmos reverses or Cosmos Energy, they're just better.
Yeah, obviously. And these the Cosmos, you and I love that holo foil treatment. And then this set also has a special reverse hollow pattern, which is these Pokeballs and these chains, which are referencing how Pecharunt controls Pokemon and people with its chains. It's representing Pecharunt's control. Usually, as we all know, these backgrounds feature like the energy type for that Pokemon, but they just went with generic Pokeball for the background for all these cards. They all feature one, which to me is just like even a lazier choice with this set. Like I feel like this set is already like not that interesting as a holiday set, and then they chose to make it even like they were trying really hard with like making this. They advertised this as a plus of the set, that it was going to have like this new reverse hollow treatment or whatever, but it's just a different pattern. And it's on all of them. It's not even like specialized to their type. So it's like even a lazier decision. So I'm just like, the set's just like, I don't really care for it. I think the promos are
what's been the running feeling.
Yeah, I think the promos are what's the most interesting part about this set. But the set itself is just...
I mean, there are some very good trainer cards, especially Night Stretcher, Pheasant Deputy EX. Playability-wise, they're very good.
Yeah.
But in terms of collecting, it's pretty slim pickings.
Yeah. You've got like the Dusk Noir illustration line. You've got the Horsey, which I love. You know, it's got some good...
Beware is mine. My favorite one
the
from this
Beware.
set,
Yep. But
yeah, overall, it's really slim picking.
Yeah, like for me personally, like I might pick up some of I might pick up like maybe the Kingdra EX product to get the promo easily, and then just get a couple of the cards from the set. But like otherwise, I'm not gonna be like heavily collecting this set. I'm just gonna like pick up a couple of singles off the secondary market, and
I'm gonna get either a booster bundle or an ETB when they come out, and then I'm gonna buy singles. That's it. I'm not bothering anything else.
Same. This does not feel like a special set, and that's also why, like going back months and months when we were when we knew a special set was coming, this was like third or fourth on the list of potentially what the special set would be. Like that just goes to show how little we thought of Night Wanderer becoming this set. It's like it just did not feel like the best use of a special set, let's say. So is that it for the... Oh no, it's not.
We have a couple news stories.
Still going. You and I are so sleepy today. More Pokemon Go cards are releasing in China's next set called Shadow of Glory. These have been receiving exclusive artwork lately.
I love that Squirtle.
We've got the Squirtle and Wartortle, my favorite Pokemon, and Moltres. And along with the Blastoise that was revealed before and Radiant Blastoise that was revealed before, these are the only Pokemon Go cards coming to this compilation set. So just 5. And we might not get all of them because China has cut some cards before. So I don't think we're going to get like the Pokestop card. I think China will just ignore it. But we'll probably get a couple more.
That's such a meta-relevant card, though.
Yeah. I mean, we could get it. I don't know. But judging by how quickly they slowed down with releasing the Pokemon Go cards in this second compilation set that featured them, I feel like they aren't going to release too many more going forward. But we'll see. They may, I don't know, they might surprise us and release a whole bunch in the next set. We'll see. But yeah. So if you want to collect these cards, you'll have to go on the secondary market to get them. Mm-hmm. And
final story?
Another World story. So 7 cards will be banned from Worlds 2024. It's just because they haven't released all over the world for the event. So it's unfair to release them for a global event where all these players from around the world are coming together. This includes the 2 Pecharunt promos coming out for the Shrouded Fable products. And then the Oddish promo that came out at Pokemon Leagues, the one from Path to the Peak. Pikachu with gray felt hat, and then the started.
Oh no, I can't
Yeah.
play Pikachu with a gray felt hat in my Worlds deck.
Yeah, nobody-
Whatever shall I do?
I don't think anyone's would have been playing these cards anyways. Would the Petulant have been played?
Yeah, Petulant could have potentially seen play.
But yeah, these cards are banned from Worlds, but are otherwise legal in the standard format. But yeah, that's it for the week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You and I look so dead.
I am
so
dead. I
tired.
am so tired, and I've
so
got
tired.
a Marathon Week Academy again, so
Oh.
it's gonna be fun.
And I've been working in the attic all week and dealing with some behind the scenes Poke Beach stuff that I can't talk about. But yeah, we're pretty tired. But I am excited to go to my Pokemon League tonight, or this afternoon rather, to watch that trainer tour show. So that'll be fun. Hopefully make some new friends. And what's coming up this week? We're going to get more Paradise Dragona reveals, presumably.
Presumably.
I don't know if it's going to be quiet before Worlds, leading up to Worlds.
It might be. They might save a lot for Worlds, because Worlds is literally only 2 weeks away. So there's a good chance that we're going to get some really cool stuff at Worlds.
Yeah.
I am hoping... Oh, actually, it's not really even 2 weeks. It's like
No, it's less than
literally
that.
next week. Yeah, it's less than that. But I'm hoping we're going to see some of these trainers, Pokemon that we were talking about, owners Pokemon a few weeks ago.
Revealed.
Hopefully, that's what we get to see. Hopefully, we get to see something completely unexpected or at least somewhat surprising. But we'll see.
Excuse me. Yeah, and then maybe we'll see some ZA news. Maybe they'll put out a
I hope so.
video. That would be cool to see some
Tease us a
gameplay
little bit.
footage. Although, who knows? Pokemon fans are pretty
Just
critical.
don't show Pokemon. Do yourselves a favor.
Don't show any
Do
trees.
not show any trees.
Yeah.
People hate trees.
Don't show any
They
trees.
really hate
Don't
trees.
show any Pokemon in the background running at like 10 FPS per second, hopping around in the background. I feel sorry for Game Freaks sometimes, but I'm also like, hey, like you should know Pokemon fans are very critical. Like you should be a little more careful with the stuff that you put out because they're gonna critique the heck out of it. So maybe that's why they chose to just release a conceptual trailer for ZA and not any footage yet. But I mean,
Watch
it's
them just
going
release
to,
nothing until right before it comes out.
well, it is coming out next year, so
At some point next year. Maybe we'll get
Right.
a date for it.
yeah.
Maybe that's all they'll give us. Here's the
kind of-
box art. Here's the date. Bye.
if it's gonna come out, I think we've talked about this. How we kind of think it's not gonna come out at the beginning of the year is our running theory right now with how the card game is kind of
At the earliest mid-year, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Because the card game is like kind of stalling a bit with coming out with this owners thing, as if there's not enough material from the video games to justify releasing like Mega Evolutions as part of the new block or whatever, the beginning of the year block. So maybe we're going to see owners Pokemon for a while, and then they'll switch back to Mega Pokemon. You know, when this comes out, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'll be at Worlds, so I'll cover whatever gets revealed, and should be fun. We'll see. But if you're going to Worlds, message me and or come say hi or whatever. And I want to make more friends in the Pokemon card.
I will not be at Worlds, unfortunately. I will be teaching classes, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you all next week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We love reading your comments, even though we don't always reply. And I think
And
you
we are
have
both
something.
Sleepy, so Jirachi is the Pokemon you're going to leave in the comments.
That sounds good. Jirachi's in the background of my video. All right. Well, we will see you all next week. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you watching, and y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.